Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, my friends. This is, of course, the one and the only MRC show that never ends. And we're here at the Austrian Grand Prix for round 3 of season 17. And, of course, kicking us off on a Monday evening for your entertainment are the Tier 2 gentlemen in a beautiful, sunny qualifying session that we have here. But before we get into qualifying, it is an absolute pleasure to introduce a new co-commentator that's joining me for the first time this evening. Really excited about this. Just been chatting for a few minutes there before we got underway, and I know they're looking forward to it just as much as I am. Please welcome somebody who's just joined the league, literally within the last 3 days or so. Please welcome Tier 4 Reserve, you'll know as Lego Lancer, but Morgan Pierce. Welcome to MRC and welcome to commentary. Absolutely, and obviously, like I say, you've just joined. A few of them from racing and real life as well, and obviously got you into MRC, which is amazing, and that's what we love about the community that we have here in MRC. So I know you're an avid follower of Tier Zero on a Thursday. I love having you in the in the YouTube very excitedly. And now, like you say, I mean, we're sometimes a little bit biased. We can't help it at times. But yeah, absolutely, it's brilliant that you've joined us and getting your teeth in straight away. Yeah, I think you may need to change some of your settings because whether it's through the Discord side or anything, but we can't hear you unfortunately on the stream. So you may need to change some settings to share the audio via broadcast or share party audio as well. Might just have a go of that one, and we'll get you on hopefully very soon. We'll have a play with the settings and we'll try something, of course. But ladies and gents, this is round 3 and it's been an exciting opening part of the season so far. And of course, Tier 2 giving us exciting racing as they always do, always extremely close in the championships and of course in the races as well. Points down to 15th as it has been for a number of seasons, so that does make for a lot closer racing, but C8 is currently leading the way, only by 10 points though, but he has 2 wins to Friddy, who has 2 second places. So, but then just behind that we've got Airways, Colin, Formula, Flatty, all very, very close. Ryan, Maritz as well, very, very close. As Ryan, for to speak the devil, has put up 5-0 in. But of course, this Austria track, one of those tracks that is a wow, C8 with a 104 opening. I can't do a 104 and I'm supposed to be Tier 1. So that's a sign of things to come. How far into the 103s are we going to be? That is the next question. And of course, just as we put on to bit, easy to invalidate your lap times here. It's a very fast circuit. So somewhere, Kingsley said somewhere you can somehow change your audio settings. It may be on your console somewhere rather than the Discord, Morgan. So yeah, I don't know if you know any of the guys that can give you a quick hand with that one for the chat. I have used it before and it did work, so I'm not sure where it is. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, through the party. Yeah. If anyone in the YouTube chat can help Morgan, he's just struggling to see where he needs to share via Discord or through a party. If you can, or through the voice chat, almost that would be fantastic. If we can get a bit of help, that'd be fantastic. And don't forget, folks, hit the like button as always, and if you have not already, hit the subscribe. Do that as well. So have a look. Monster is just going through his teammate on his first flying lap in the beautiful blue of the Williams. Good evening, Calvin. Good evening, Millwood, Jabba, Danny, Kingsley. It's just a setting thing. It's so awkward. I know as soon as we do hear your voice, then the viewers see it, then we know for a fact that they'll be straight there and letting us know. I'm sure. Yeah. So, Morgan just said, if you didn't hear us, that if anyone knows in the YouTube how to change it on a PC to include the party audio into the streams and the broadcast, that would be fantastic. So please do let us know. Otherwise, you've just got me for the evening. But we've already got a few fast times very close. I mean, C8 has thrown the gauntlet. He's got half a second already to Formula, who's very close. Nip and Tuck, only half a second separating him down to Red Car in 7th. Let's have a look. Who is about to start a lap? I think it's going to be Nick. He's just getting out of the way for a bit of traffic before he goes, so we'll leave him be. Stu on an out lap as well. And a few drivers still in the pits after invalidating a few laps. That's very easy to do here. Ah. Yeah. Well, I can hear you perfectly. As obviously. But yeah, let's hopefully. I don't know if there's a troubleshoot somewhere, or you can message one of the guys if they know. I'm not sure, unfortunately, buddy. Listen, Kingsley, do you mind? You're a privilege to listen to me for the next hour or so. So, do you mind? Excuse me. But let's have a look what we have while Morgan's doing his best and trying to troubleshoot, trying to share the audio somehow. We're not sure how we'll include the voice chat in a party. Mr. Monster, good evening. Difficult first lap, but it was a good first lap. Would have put you in the top 10, so plenty of pace, I'm sure, for you to come. And let's have a look. What can Stubalicious do on his first run? Already 8 minutes down of the session. And this is one of those laps and one of those qualifying sessions that really can get away from you. Stub in the 14th with a 6.4. Smith has invalidated his lap, and I have said, and so did Nick, unfortunately for him. But that's it. Like I said, it is so difficult that it's just so easy to go wide. Turn 1, easy to go wide. Invalidate down in the middle sector as well. Just using that white line a bit too much. Last two corners, they're the worst. You're trying to carry as much speed as possible, and then it can just really catch you out. If you get that understeer and haven't got the front grip, then you can easily invalidate your lap. And I do expect a few time penalties as well this evening. Not through any lack of quality from our drivers, of course not. Oh, speaking of which, Nick goes very, very wide and gets it all wrong down the hill into turn 4. That was not good from Nick. He's on the back foot. Both Ferraris at this moment on the back foot. Monster's on an out lap, but let's have a look. Lewis finishing his lap. He's slightly up on this middle sector time. Leaves the curbs, a lot of room, a lot of respect as well. Doesn't want to invalidate and a push towards the line. Are we going to be in the threes? We certainly are. 103.887. What a lap that is. Wow. Throwing the gauntlet down right. Is backing off on this lap. And who is it? Hopefully it's working now. Hopefully we can hear. I'm sure we'll certainly get something in the chat. Hydro's in the chat, so hopefully. Yep, can't hear you. I'm not sure either. You've got it? I'm sure. Right, that is the key. Jab, I'm sure Kingsley will say in a second if he's heard you speak. That's that's the one. That's the one. I'm sure we'll hear shortly. A lot of action out on track as well. Getting a few emojis in as well, which is amazing. Love that. So hopefully, mate, hopefully you've got it. Yeah, it's just technology for me. So we'll have another quick look and give it a go. But yeah, the struggling. Mr. Hills is also in, so you have spoken recently, so hopefully we'll hear you shortly. Morgan speak, he's asking. Yeah. It's just one of those things, it's just new technology. I've found it with another commentator as well, trying to get used to the PC side of things, which we used to be a PlayStation league and then open the cosplay, but everyone who was a commentator was already on PlayStation, so we kind of had it a bit easier. And then we used to use the PlayStation network for parties and things, and then it was fine for that. And then it just, yeah, it's sort of, as we've evolved, it's just new tech for all of us a little bit. I'm rubbish on computers. I have zero idea. But we'll soldier on. You're still with me, you're my ear, so I know. Well, with you in my ear occasionally as well. You're like my pit sound reporter that unfortunately people can't hear you, unfortunately. That's it. And I probably sound to everybody else like, no, the Jabba saying we still can't hear you. I don't know what it is. I really don't. Not 100%. It is a big strange one, this one. But we'll try it out for next week anyway. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep on the chat, so don't worry about that. Millward says no at the minute. So, hopefully, we'll hear something shortly from somebody. Nothing just yet. So, hopefully soon. But, this is going to be so difficult because I'm going to talk to you and react to you and nobody else can hear me, so... yeah, I mean, I'm already a little bit crackers anyway, so, I mean, just being schizophrenic just adds to it. Just another one of my multiple personalities, why not? I'm just collecting now. I'm just getting greedy. So let's do a little on-board lap with Jalapeno speeding into turn 1. Misses the apex a little bit, but crucial to get that right and not drift too far wide. Out of Nicky Lauda, down the straight, using a lot of his overtake button already, down one of the many DRS zones down here. Braking later, just after the 100 metre board, gets that car turned and stopped very nicely. Easy to lose the rear on exit of turn 3. DRS once again using a lot of the overtake button as he can go down the hill into Rouch, turn 4, braking under the... missed the apex, slightly outbroke himself down the hill, but now we go through turn 5, spot the braking, changes down the gear for turn 6, don't want to run too far wide, but then turn 7, difficult, you want to carry as much speed as possible, but difficult, struggling to get the car turned at this moment in time, through 8, which is flat, end of the second sector. And now we're going into the final 2 corners, slight downshift to get the car turning. Another important corner, the final corner, using the curve. DRS wide open, over the line, 10 corners, and what is it? It is an improvement. 13th for Jalapeno. And that was a very fast and furious lap of this Red Bull Ring. And it is. I don't know what to do. An audio on my end. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to pause the broadcast. I know, it's a pain. So I've also did a pause. Yes, Morgan is having the problem we did have. Well, I'm not sure. Everything is enabled on my end. So that's the only way. That's another shout. Kingsley said if you created a PlayStation account on the app on your phone and then you can join the party through the phone, that's the other way of doing it because you're still in the session here. That's another way. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. You have a bit of time because we've got 1 minute 40 left of the session, and everything's coming thick and fast. Flat team formula separated by 4 thousandths of a second. C8 has had enough for the session. He is now retired in the pits, and his qualifying is done. Provisional pole position. Is it going to be safe? That is the question. A lot of drivers coming out on track now as we speak. We are going to see so many laps towards the end. Friddy's at the purple first sector. So what can Friddy do? The man up there in the standings. Using the game chart since you post better. It does if people haven't muted anything and isn't in a party. It will. It should. In theory, it would. It does pick things up. I have noticed it before. So that's why I don't tend to use it. Friddy is up by half a second. This could be second row for Friddy in the Haas. He's only got 2 corners to go. Plenty of battery as well. Leaves a lot of room through turn 9. Takes the curb nicely through 10. Powering towards the line. DRS activated. What's it going to be? It is... Oh, not quite. It's the third row for Friddy. Ryan's on a lap. He's down through his first sector. Not being the perfect ride so far for Ryan. And he's down on the second sector. So 6th at best for him. But let's have a look. Oh, Formula's in the pits. He's bailed on his lap. So is Flaherty. Colin, as he's finished well, he is going to be in 4th at best. Alex is also down and invalidated his lap. What about Jackster? What about the other V-Cab? He's finished. He's bailed as well. No one improving on their final runs. What about Nels? Is Nels going to improve? Can he? Ah. Yeah, we do have a problem there, unfortunately. Yeah, said to all our viewers that couldn't log in to the PlayStation, unfortunately. So that's a shame. That's a big shame this evening. I think we just leave this one, don't we? We'll do that in the 5-minute break. Yeah, we'll try that and see how that goes. Yeah, we'll try it, and if people hear us, then it's a little bit unfortunate, I think, really. It's not much we can do. Dumasona does improve up to 10th, so one of the few that have improved on their final run. He is now in 10th. We've got Vitalso coming in the pits. Nick Knacker's coming in the pits. What about Nick? He has also finished his final run as well. So there we are, folks. C8 takes pole position on a 103.8 with Flaherty in second, 4 thousandths ahead of Formula. Colin in 4th, narrowly 400ths ahead of Friddy, who is 500ths ahead of Red Car Rambo in 6th. Airways in 7th, ahead of Alex Edric in 8th. Jackster in 9th, narrowly beating Dermot Hornet to 10th. Plays Nels in 11th, Vitalso in 12th, Jalapeno in 13th with Naka 14th, Stu 15th, Bit 16th, Smith the lead Ferrari in 17th ahead of his teammate Nick BT. Rama in 19th, and Monster is going to be starting in 20th. So we do have a 5 minute interval after this one. So while we do that, folks, we are going to briefly pause the stream. We do apologise. This is not what we normally do, but we're trying our best to get Morgan in. So we're going to just join in just the normal game party, and then we'll go from there. So we're back very, very shortly. So we're back, ladies and gents. I've had a few people come in and say that we're struggling with the Qualcomm. I've gone back to just the game, which is why you can see my voice in the corner. There were a few drivers who unfortunately could hear me straight away. They've muted me and have muted everybody else, so they won't hopefully be listening to me talking rubbish throughout. So hopefully Morgan will join this very soon as well, and we'll have everybody else. But we're just, so apologies for the dead air there, not talking. I'm just trying to liaise with a couple of people there just to try to get Morgan in and get things working. Morrison and I had this problem. We've been doing a few tests in the last 2 weeks or so to get him ready using Discord and parties through that. So fingers crossed we've got this. So we've managed to figure it out. I have no idea how Morrison did it, but he has managed it. So we can do it. It's just taking a little bit of time. So please bear with us, and we will be with you very, very soon. We have got this interval, of course. I'll be with you very shortly before the race starts. However, Legolancer does look like they have joined. So, hopefully, we will soon hear Morgan's voice on stream. I know all you viewers are eagerly anticipating my co-commentator joining me. So once the settings are allowed to be shared again, which I think Morgan has done, then we'll be ready to go. But of course now everybody just in this interval phase where they are just setting up their strategies. Of course, difficult round here. Usually you could do a one-stop, but I think it's going to be a two-stop race. Luckily, it looks like it's going to be lovely dry weather for us everyone this evening. But of course, Fast and Furious is the name of this track. Of course, now this is it. What tyres would people start on? Is it going to be the medium compound tyres? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully Morgan can join very soon. And when he does, we'll have our race very, very shortly. But very close qualifying session. I mentioned it's so close in the Constructors and the Drivers' Championships already after 2 rounds. But then after that, it's going to get very, very tricky in the midfield battle. It's quite a narrow circuit. A lot of these corners, basically one line through it, late braking. trying to hit the apex but leave room on the outside. So we're going to expect a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing here. A lot of drivers taking to the escape roads to avoid any contact. So hopefully everything settles itself down and we get some interesting racing, because of course not just that, we've also got the fact that there are 3 DRS zones around this circuit, and it's all about... Thank you, Mr. Mond. I forgot about that one. So I've said that, Mr. Mond. Thank you. I've just done that to Morgan. Sent that about using the remote play. But yeah, we've got the 3 DRS zones around this circuit, and then that will enable. It's way to overtake. It's a strategy game of making the moves and making the overtakes possible. So it's going to be an interesting one. But here we are. So bear with me a few seconds, folks. Hopefully, folks, here we are, we're back. Sorry about that, we're on the formation lap now around the Austrian Grand Prix, and we have done another voice chat, so hopefully everybody, you'll be able to hear Morgan now. Fingers crossed. It is, isn't it? Absolutely. So as we go around the formation lap, which is a quick one, we'll surely hear you. Surely, very quickly. But even all 28 of you, do please hit the like button, regardless of our technical difficulties. Do give us a follow. And an interesting one that we've got for the tyres. Majority of the grid on the medium tyres, but a few drivers, including Formula and Colin, on the hard tyres. That's an interesting one, especially them starting so far up the grid. To see how they get on with that, especially the launch off the line. That's going to be a difficult one for them. Hopefully, Morgan, if you can give us some feedback real quick, then we'll be able to. Well, that's it. Yeah, good point. You will. I'm sure some people will tell us if you can hear me. Oh, I can hear you, I should say. Everyone can hear me. But here we are, folks. C8 lined up on the grid. We'll get rid of that, and that was a rubbish camera angle. So we're going to ride on board with our pole sitter as Mr. Mont to the final corner on the hard compound tyres. 20th on the grid. Alex is disqualified himself. He is not able to park his car, and neither, I think, is Nick, who missed his grid spot. Interesting one. Anyway, nope, nothing. We found he still can't hear you. You will, but now we've got 5 red lights, and Tier 2, round 3 is Go Racing. Good start from C8, good start from across the grid, Flatty, steady start. Rambo's got a monster start. The 2 drivers on the hard compound tyres right into turn 1, just Formula has to go wide. Ryan goes deep as well. That's Freddie trying to go around the outside of him. That's 3 abreast almost. Now Colin trying to come back. Red car Rambo, he got an absolute monster launch. Andrew is well up 3. Now Nick got a great start as well. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. I think that's just coming up the hill. Not sure who that is exactly. I think that's Naka. Naka's had a poor start and not gone well for him, but it is now green flag and we're still racing, and a good start there. Everyone clean through. Red Bull's tussling. That was, I think, Airways got through. Alex went wide into turn 4. Easy to do without braking. Heavy fuel, cold tyres. But everybody, away they go. Nose to tail. Who's that in the background? That's Nick on his charge through. What a start from him. From 18th on the grid up to 13th already, making up for the disappointing qualifying session. And he is making waves throughout this opening lap, but he's pitted already. Oh yeah, he's a team reserve. I forgot about that. No, I think he had a moment, Naka, into turn 3. I'm not sure why. Um, yeah, he had to. Was just behind for that reason, I think. I'm sure we'll still get some feedback shortly if someone can suddenly hear you. I don't know if there's any more settings we can play with. We've joined through yourself. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. If other consoles download that remote play, and that's how Andrew got it working. And it just seems to connect up a little better with the Sony consoles, I think. I don't know why it wouldn't work through Discord, but yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. It's a real shame. It really is just a bit of a downbeat, but you're still there. You're still in my ear, so I'll try and relay everything that we can. Well, not quite, but this is an interesting one. Look at this formula. I know a friend of yours, very good friend, is putting the pressure on C8. He's got the DRS and the hard tyres seems to be working, and I tell you what, he's got a heck of a run through turn 1. DRS wide open on the run to turn 2, and he's already got the move done. That kink is actually turn 2, don't know why, but it just sets themselves up for turn 3, gets the car stopped and rotated just about. C8's going to have the DRS, and is he going to try and come back at him, but also Flaherty right there behind. Collins got through on red car as well, can't quite make it this time. Interestingly, there is a gap, and there's Airways in 7th. He's now got quite a big gap. It's a 2-second gap. Monster's had a moment somewhere as well. Oh, I think that's turn 3. Hopefully there's not been contact. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Martin said, well, unfortunately we can't hear anything from you, mate. Not actually sure. Yeah, Naka was off track, spinning through turn 2 and 3. That's what caused his issue. Andrew's had a moment as well on this lap. I know he's been away and not been able to focus as much as he would like to and prep as much. So I can feel his pain because I'm the same as him. Unfortunately this evening. But Thomas Hornet making moves now. He's up past Alex, Alex is having a real difficult time at the moment. In his opening few laps, C8 back through on Formula, and as you mentioned there, Morgan Meyer, that yeah, Formula is on the hard compound tyres. Monster's retired. He's had a big spin somewhere. Difficult night for Andrew. Difficult one, unfortunately. That's a shame for him. Yeah, he has. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And again, for our viewers, it's more insane about this DRS train. We've got the top 3, top 4, all within half a second in a DRS train. It's going to be interesting to see who can break away from it. But interestingly about the breakaway, you know, I said Airways was struggling. He's close to the back of Red Car, and Jackster was getting a bit closer as well. So it is doable by the sounds of it, and it seems like, but C8 and Formula once again doing battle up the hill. I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme, this. And what's going to be interesting is, Formula gets a big slide on the exit of turn 3. Is that going to leave him vulnerable for Colin? Jinks across a bit. Colin had to back out of it because Formula jinked across a little bit. Very late potential defence from the Aston Martin. Yeah, it did seem that way, didn't it? There's a yellow flag, sector 2. I think that's Armour. Armour's gone round on the exit of turn 4. Maybe kissed the gravel a little bit, and that sent him spinning. Yeah, I wonder, you're right there, and I wonder, I mean, Airways actually caught the back of it, but Jackson's struggling in battle with Thomas Horner. It was up to 8th now, but I wonder if people are just using a very low downforce setup, and also setting their car for the acceleration from, example, turn 1 and turn 3. I just wonder if they're setting the car up more for that, rather than almost compromising the drive a little bit, and then looking at the rest of the lap and the faster, the higher speed corners, that you're going to need a bit more downforce to be able to carry that speed through. And I just wonder if that's what's catching a few people out now. Yeah, and that's the thing that Morgan said to the ladies and gents again, that he's saying that a few drivers there are getting quite a bit of understeer through some of these corners, through the high-speed corners, as Formula goes extremely wide and gets a 3-second penalty for it. Flaherty actually followed him wide as well. That surely will be a warning for him, and that's it. This game rewards the smooth driving style. It rewards any kind of snap movement. Oh, Formula goes very wide through turn 1. Is that going to allow Colin a bit of an impetus on it? But I think Formula's got it cool with the DRS. He does. And is he going to try and mount an attack under the brakes on C8? It's very late. This side by side at the apex of turn 3. Formula does get the drive, but I think he doesn't quite. C8 does, but that's allowed Formula the DRS once again down the hill. Is he going to try and make a move into turn 4? Not quite close enough. It's a bit of a shorter DRS, that one. You've got to have the real exit, don't you, out of turn 3 in order to try and mount that move into turn 4. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, I'm saying there that moving to turn 3 can be ambitious, and it can. I mean, as you say, it is very, very tight, and you can then, if you're on the inside, you almost compromise your exit compared to the driver on the outside, which is just what we've seen there. Formula had that look and got through at the apex on Colin. Yeah, great move from Colin. Oh, I think, the Haas got it wrong. I think outbroke himself and then had contact with Flaherty, forced him off track. That's going to hamper him. What about Ryan? Ryan's now in the middle of this. Can Ryan make a move? Where is Freddie's backed out of it? So Freddie gone from being the attacker to losing a spot to Ryan. That is exactly what he would have needed. But Ryan got a great drive. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. There was Flaherty got a bit of understeer. Gets the rear wheel of Ryan, who left room, and then now Freddie took advantage and Freddie back through. Interesting, C8's pitted already. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, he has, hasn't he? Yeah, that was really close, wasn't it? Through that middle sector with Ryan, with Flaherty, with Freddie as well. But I tell you what, Freddie got a heck of a drive. He, of course, Ryan not having the DRS this time around at 1.5 after their battles. They are behind the top 2 now after C8 has pitted. We're going to have a quick look, and now C8's gone to the hard compound tyres. But also there, yep, down to 12th now as well. But I think these gaps, Shaxter almost on his own a little bit there in 7th, isn't he? 4.8 seconds. So we've got in the chat that Kingsley is saying that the mediums seem to die off about lap 8 and the hards are the best race tyre this evening, which is an interesting fact there. Yep, so again to our viewers, unfortunately, I would love for you to keep playing with your settings, mate, and see if we can get you in somehow through this voice chat that we've got on Discord. Not sure how. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Kingsley's going to be the pit lane reporter, I think, by the looks of it, for this evening with yourself there, Morgan. But yeah, you're right, you know, you've seen a few people there really losing just the grip, just getting the understeer and oversteer as well at this moment in time, and just seem to be struggling. Alex has struggled a few times in turn 4, had a helicopter cam there for him into turn 4, missed the apex by quite a distance. So yeah, he's just struggling now. Let's go back to those tyres and show those. So Colin and Formula are the two drivers on the hard tyres. They're the top two. Nels in 7th as well. Then we've got C8, who has pitted, is now up to 9th place after a number of... Oh, few... Alex, very, very wide indeed through the second last corner. Is that going to leave Nels? Give him the opportunity. Nels is looking very racy down the start finish. He thinks about it again, which is probably the smartest thing. Now Flaherty joining the 3-second club as well. But C8, let's go back to, there's the leader gap. C8 is 16.4 off the lead. And it's going to be interesting. Wow! As Nels goes for the move and gets it completely wrong. Yeah, for Armour. Yeah. Yeah, that's better than I could do as well. Yeah, very good. Yeah, you're going to see me do that as well very soon. So don't worry with that time. You know, C8, 16 seconds to the leaders. This is going to be an interesting one, I think, later on for strategy-wise. On the basis that the two at the top have started on the hard compound tyres. Yeah, they are getting quicker, you're right. Oh, as Alex gets it all wrong again. Yep, they are finding that biting the way. The tyres just seem to be working very nicely. Indeed, I think Formula's just sitting behind Colin at the moment, maybe just recharging a bit of battery and just waiting it out there. But all the while, C8's going to start closing that gap now because he's got free air. Yes, he doesn't have the DRS, but at the moment it's not hampering him because the top two don't seem to be pulling away, and he is closing the two in between who are on the mediums. He's closing them down very, very quickly. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? You're right there with the 3-second penalty, that with Freddie being so far back. I mean, he's pulled a couple of tenths, or about a tenth or so this lap, and C8 is just absolutely flying. But now that's because Jackster has decided he's had enough and he's in the pits. But C8's going to have those tyres up to perfect temperature now as well. So, and he had his eye in. But you mentioned with Freddie and is sort of falling off the back of this pack a little bit. Let's look at the action further down. There he goes. Let's have a look. It was a good move into turn one. Yeah, it's unusual, but the tyre difference there. Jalapeno hasn't pitted, but Flaherty and Airways have, and they've made short work of that one. I'll tell you what, never mind that. Airways has done one. Is he going to try two into turn three? Oh, there's a bit of a tap. Oh, wow. But Airways... Yeah, exactly. And for everybody again, Morgan is just saying that he said it's a bit risky sometimes into turn three, and that's why, because you've got to compromise a bit of your exit there. You've got to be slower at the apex, get that car turned, and then you've got to really get the power down, and that is exactly what happened with Flaherty there. Couldn't get the car, couldn't get the acceleration, but they've closed up to Nels, who was pitted, so he spotted that one. Red car now joining the 3-second club. A lot of drivers on lap 14, not quite halfway through this race. They are starting to accrue a few warnings and a few penalties. Ryan goes very wide at the exit of turn one, but got the move done on Smith, but he's got to do that because he's got Airways and Flaherty right behind him. And I tell you what, that gap, Freddie, oh, there was another tap. Smith on the back of Ryan. Smith got it wrong under braking. Hopefully not damage. He is, but earlier this season, Freddie, well, actually both races this season, Freddie's managed one-stop strategies, and is just, and that gap hasn't got bigger. It was 3.7, 3.8. It's now 3.5, so it's actually come down a couple of tenths. But he is pitting the same lap as Formula W, ironically. Mr. Jenkins, good evening. That's interesting that Formula's not taking those any longer either. Yeah, but the undercut could be hugely powerful, especially in this middle sector. That's going to be, and just with the traction zones as well, that's going to be absolutely key. And the fact that he's come out just ahead of this battle with Ryan, Airways, and Friddy and Flatty, that is huge. Friddy's come out in the middle of it, but he's on the hard tyres now, fresher by about 4 or 5 laps. So that's going to give him really strong pace, I think, now for this Grand Prix and for the rest of this race. Yeah, that's true, and Colin has pit, was scared of the undercut. We'll have to keep an eye on where he comes out, because Formula W is coming through turn 8 now in the final sector. It's a short entry to the pit lane, but it's the exit of the pit is very difficult indeed. Formula coming through the final corner across the start-finish line. There he is in the distance. Colin is moving. Colin is getting towards the end of the pitch, but there he is on the inside. What can Formula W do? He's going to be faster at the exit. Takes a bit of the cut, and he has done it. The undercut's worked by 1 lap, and he's getting him. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, it could have been suboptimal. Yes, you're right. And forces Colin into it, but it just nails on that 2-stop strategy that seems to be the way around things as well. And it's going to be interesting because C8, of course, has now only done 7 laps on those. But of course, we said the mediums, other than Friddy, he's actually caught up a little bit to Ryan, and he said he's got the tyres that, you know, everyone around him's got a little bit more deg, but there will be at working range now as well, so there should be okay. I think it'll be in about a couple of laps' time where we'll see the pace that Friddy's got in the fresher tyres. But it's going to be interesting now to see what Formula and Colin can do about C8. They've both got 3 seconds though, and if they're going to last about 8-9 laps, what can what can C8 do about the gap? And of course his next pit stop as well. Has he got another set of hard tyres, or is he going to be second? But Colin's having a look though. Colin's trying to get Formula back into turn 3, side by side. I think there's a little bit of touch, and I'm not 100% sure, but Formula gets the better exit, and he stays ahead once again. Yeah, he has done well to pull that gap. You're right. They were nose to tail, weren't they, when C8 pitted? And yeah, it is from Bobo and T0. You're right there. It really is. He just absolutely pulled the blinder, didn't he, in that race last week, and was just incredible on another level last week. But now we've got, interestingly, Fiddy is caught up. He was about 1.8 from Airways and Redcar, and now he's caught up to this pack, and he's now in that DRS train with the grippier tyres. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can do anything about it, and if the grip in the middle sector can force him over to, if he's close enough under the rear wing, which he seems to be towards Airways. But of course, this is now down to the straight line speed, and Airways is going to have a look. Redcar into turn 3. Oh yes, you've seen that. Yeah, Colin. Yep, so you've just seen Colin go the outside line through turn 3 and make that move stick. And yeah, you're right. I think that is going to be the way around, isn't it? It's going to be the outside one. The outside is the way to go. Yeah, he's alright. Yeah, and to be fair, he has dropped out of it at the moment in time, so that's quite worrying for Formula. There's only 1 lap difference in the tyres, so that's unusual for him. We'll see if it's just temporary. But Airways right, and Friddy, battling once again. Who's going to come out of this one alive? We're not sure, but Friddy on the inside, Ryan on the outside. Who gets the better traction? Friddy fresher tyres. Friddy's got the move done on red car, who got done by Airways only the lap before. And now what can Friddy do? He takes the inside line into turn 4. Is he going to try to switch back and have the grip? Right, with a bit of a slide. But I'll tell you what, Friddy's having a look around turn 6. That would be brave. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Just not quite there, but great. Great driving. We're not. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, Friddy now joins them. Jumped across turn 1 a little bit too much there, and you're right. Yeah. Yeah, and Friddy is now going for. Yeah, but if he feels he's got the pace though, then if he can pull away, he's closed them, and if he can pull away with the better tyres, then that's trying to negate that 3 seconds. But yeah, no. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, hopefully they will do for their races. Yeah, we'll see if Friddy can pull away. But as I said, that 3 seconds, if Airways stays there, he's going to be very comfortable indeed. And then it's just about what they can all do about closing down the top 2. Don't forget they're on the medium tyres, Colin and Formula. They've closed the gap to C8 by a good margin while their tyres are fresher. But yeah, that's true. Yeah, as you say, only 7 without a penalty so far. Most of them on 3 seconds. So it's going to be interesting. Oh, that was a bit late on the brakes. That was Flaherty. Do or die attempt there on Ryan. Ryan, I think, saw him coming. Just about gave room and avoided a major collision with the Mercedes man, who now does bail out of it. But that's not going to help Ryan at all around this, because Ryan's got the pace. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, you're right there. 12 laps on those hard tyres is going to be difficult. I think you're right then. Another couple of laps just to eke it into that 13-14 window once again for the final stint is where you're going to want to be. But it depends on the type of tyres that he's going to use towards the end. If he has an extra set of softs, a set of hard tyres or mediums again, Thomas Hart adds another 3 seconds to him as Ryan goes wide. And turn 1, got a bit deep through there. That's allowed Flaherty an overtake, and now he's up into 6. Airways just dropped to about a second off the back of Friddy, who's closed the gap slightly to under 6 seconds now. But Formula doesn't seem to have an answer on these tyres to Colin at the minute. So it depends on what C8 can do. If he can eke out these tyres just an extra lap or 2, see what he does in the pit stop phase, and see what he chooses to use. That's going to be crucial for the end of this race. If he's got another set of hard tyres, I think he'll be absolutely fine, and he could take a triple win, a back-to-back-to-back at the opening races of this season and really cement his claim on the championship. So see what Louis can do. It seems to be working well for him so far, but that gap's still hovering about 6.5 seconds, because those mediums, I think, are going to start falling off a little bit. Ryan's actually pitted after 12 laps. That's a bit early, don't you think? Well, that's a good point. You know, C8's coming through turn 5 now, and he's got Nels just ahead of him, who's just gone through turn 6, now into turn 7. So they're not that far away, and especially in this pit stop phase, you're right, then there could be that lap traffic will play a big part in this. And I think that's going to be quite key to see when then, if C8 decides he's going to pit before the traffic hits, Oh, and he does actually pit. He's pit now. Yeah, it is a good escape, you're right. And if he is losing those tyres, Airways now joins the 3-second club. So now that is big battle that he's got to face with Flaherty and with Friddy as well. That's all even keels through that, but yeah, no, exactly. You're right there. Yeah, it is clean air, and that's a perfect place for him to make that pit stop, and he can get the tyres up to temp. We saw him do that last time out in his first pit stop. Got some beautifully clean air and was able to pump the lap times in as, oh, that was close between Airways and Flaherty. Flaherty gets through. And now Flaherty in fourth. Pushing Airways. Yeah, it certainly will. It certainly will. But now Colin's answered. Colin in the pits. Formula has stayed out. So Colin, this time, maybe try the undercut as well. Airways also pits from fifth. But to be fair, C8 had closed the gap by quite a big margin on that last lap. So he likes those tyres. And to be fair, 11 more laps to go after this one. They'll go comfortably to the end of the hard tyres. Mediums for Colin and mediums for Airways. They may... Oh, Thomas Hornet, 10 seconds for speeding. That's not good at all. It is. Yeah, very impressive. Yeah, 18 laps. I mean, double lock up there into turn 3. But yeah, those 18 laps that Armour's done on those tyres is very impressive indeed. It really is. That's some mean feat. I bet they are feeling absolutely horrible right now. But C8 already... Yeah, there's a few of those happening. Red car pitted early. He's now on the back of Airways. That's going to be an interesting one to see how that goes. Now C8 is coming to the back of Flaherty, who ran wide on the second last corner of turn 9, was trying to pit. Went very wide indeed and ducked back in the pit lane. I think C8 saw that one coming, but now C8 has overtaken Formula, who's in the pit. Now where is Colin? Coming through the final corner down the start finish straight. Formula's moving, but it's not going to be enough. There's Formula on the right hand side. Colin, that undercut this time round has worked better for Colin, and he's got a big gap to Formula, who's now just leaving the pit lane. That's now 4.5 seconds the difference. The tyre drop off in the mediums to the fresh ones of Colin. That's astronomical. Well, that'll be interesting there if he is pushing those tracks. And it is, but unfortunately Formula's got another 3 seconds. That's 6 for him. That could give Colin a big breathing room now, couldn't it? And you're right there about that. If C8 does get a penalty, you know, it does even it out a little bit, but you still got 7.5 seconds to go, as Stube now is the next man in the pit lane. Nick continues on his way. So who have we got with a few little battles? A few gaps, to be fair for him. And the main one is this Red Car Rambo Airways continuation, part 3, that has just been going on for a long time. Both for 3 seconds. They've dropped Flaherty a little bit due to the pit stop phase. So it depends now where Friddy decides he's going to pit. I wonder, with 8 laps left to go, if Friddy's going to try and do this one stop again, or he will pit in a couple of laps' time and potentially try the soft tyres. Do you think that's viable? because calling him that penalty as well just gives even more space, even more time to C8 to secure his third win of the season. It's not ideal, but I think it's something that's going to play into things, and this is something we've not looked at yet. It's the green flag race so far. This track is heavy on fuel. So... no. Yep, you're right there. There's no VSC, no. I think in the first lap we pretty much had a yellow flag in the first lap or two, but that's it. We've not had anything else since. And yeah, I mean, if we get one now, you are definitely welcome to the comms team, because if you can curse it now, that's just your initiation done. If you can commentate just curse it on your debut, that's gonna be... I mean, that would spice things up massively. C8 having a look at Freddy. Not quite this time on. Bails out of it from turn 3, but the grip I'm surely he's going to have. And he's got a lot of battery left using it. Freddy goes defensive. I don't think he's really fighting that one too hard. He knows that is not his race. C8 retakes the lead with a big margin over the drivers around him. And to be fair, it's about a 10.5 second gap he's got to Colin now because of that 3-second penalty. So it's gonna get a bit tasty later on. Armour, look at this battle. We've got both kick Albers with Nick in the middle and Alex as well. Well, this is a bit tasty. We've got Dumas on it with 16 seconds, Nick with 6, and I think Nick actually has to pit again very soon. Let's have a quick look at those tyres. Yeah, some 13 laps on those hard tyres, so the Ferrari man holding on for dear life and will have to pit once more. Nick was 18th, wasn't he? But he is a Tier 1 reserve, so he didn't really qualify, just invalidated his laps. I'm sure he's Tier 1, is Nick. He's definitely shown the pace to be up there in recent seasons. So that's going to be an interesting battle, because we've got Armour there, Alex as well with Dumas. So, of course, that penalty for Dumas Hornick is really going to hamper him towards the end. But we've got Naka and Stube with a few penalties as well. That's going to bring Bit, who's had a bit of a quiet race. We haven't really seen Carl down in 14th. He's just doing what he needs to do, getting some points on the board. And look at this once more. Armour through on Nick into turn 3. Nick squirreling away, and that's going to allow Alex to have a look. He can't quite make the move this time round, which will frustrate Alex to no end. Nick goes to the outside. Oh, his Armour went defensive into turn 4, but look at the tyres on that Ferrari. They look horrible. They do not look smooth at all. There is no grip, no understeer. Where is Armour? There's Armour through the middle sector. And if we go on board with that Red Bull, look at the difference in the tyres. I mean, that's a lovely new graphic that we can actually see the difference in the wear in the tyres. You can see on the Ferrari, they just look so wobbly. They look absolutely shocking. They are not slick at all at this point. That looks kind of ridiculous. Wow. Yeah, big graining, and he can't keep it on track at the moment. Yeah, I think it is, but we've got 5 more laps remaining, so Freddy, yes. And he kept it up okay for a little bit there with C8, with the DRS, and now he's out of it. I think he will drop, but he's got 5, well, no, it is 6 seconds, the interval, to Colin. And don't forget the penalties. Formula's got that extra 3 seconds over Freddy and Colin. Even if Freddy sticks this out, I mean, I think he's going to be close to puncher territory by then. But if he can stick this out for the next 4 laps, I mean, there's a podium on the cards here. Whether it's second or third, we'll wait to see, because those mediums we've seen go 8-9 laps, and Colin's on 7. So we're getting to that point now where neither of those tyres are going to feel good. Yeah, you've just noticed that. Yeah, only 3 drivers left without the penalty. Yeah, that is a really good spot. Alex, Bit, and C8. And let's have a look at those penalties. Most of the drivers on 3. Nick, Stube, Jalapeno, and Formula W on 6 seconds. Naka with 12. Vitelso and Dumas Hornet on 16 seconds. Alex and Nick still having that ding-dong battle. Alex is now through into 10th. And we're doing what he can to get through an armour. So that could potentially be turning to 8th place for him as it stands. I think the gap to Flaherty. Flaherty may just be, at this point, a little bit more comfortable now, sitting this one out and just bringing the car home, looking at the gap behind him. And saying, right, okay, you know, he's doing what he needs to do. Nick now with 9 seconds as well. It's not going to help. But Airways and Raiko Rambo still going at it, and Ryan into turn 3, having a look and gets the move done. Has he got the power down? He can get the power down. Maybe those mediums just starting to fall away. But I mentioned that to you and Colin. It was a 6-second gap. And with a lap and a half, oh, it just went wide as we went on board through turn 6. And now another 3-second penalty. So that's now a lot. Nels is with... Sorry? Yeah. It is, isn't it? Yeah, one mistake, but those are 3 warnings, and that's going to give Friddy that extra little bit to keep out. Nels has retired in the pits. That's unfortunate. 2 retirees so far. Monster early on lap 4, and then Nels now on lap 34. But now we've got, because of this gap with Colin is 5 seconds to Friddy. Extra 3, that's still 8 seconds with 2.5 laps to go. I think Friddy's going to stick this one out, you know. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if he's not pushing those track limits too much now, and you know, giving those white lines and the curbs that bit of extra respect, and just, you know, not pushing the high speed corners too much, not wheel spinning too much, not pushing. Oh, and that's Airways, big moment through the middle sector and lost his end plate on the wing. Big penalty there for him. That's in terms of time penalty and damage as well on the Red Bull. That is horrible. Just lost in the dirty air behind Red Car. Oh, that's brutal for him. As he comes back on track, eventually lost half of his front wing. Oh, that's... Yeah, still come out in 9th though. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, oh, Alex joins it. There are only 2 drivers now left without penalties, which is Bit, who, in fairness, Bit is quite a smooth driver. You're suddenly sitting there. Yeah, both McLaren drivers. Yeah, good spot. Yeah, they are. For the ones without penalties. Yeah, he has, hasn't he? Absolutely, definitely. Given his talents there this evening, you're right, 110%. That, yeah, he's pushed, and you said he's pushing a little bit too much at times, and was flirting with those track limit warnings, but has kept it clean and has built that gap now to Friddy to 4.8. And you know, Colin is keeping that. Oh, I'm sorry, Friddy is keeping that gap to Colin more than anything. Red Car not close enough to influence Formula W with the extra 3 seconds that Formula has. So Armour is now pitting. It's the penultimate lap for him as a Tier 1, but it is the final lap of the race. And C8 going into turn 4 laps. I think that's Jalapeno. He is lapped now as well. But C8, yeah, you mentioned it. You know, he was first with it earlier, but the pace he had, he was pulled by 0.2 of a second, and then just had a few battles with Colin and with Formula in the early stages, but the pit stops have worked perfectly for him. Always in clean air. He's made the hard tyres work for him. Not a single penalty, and he is going to come home with a 3rd win of the season. It's a triple for C8. Cements his hold on the championship after 3 rounds, and what a win that is. Friddy, one-stop strategy once again, takes second place. What a race that is from him. Colin in third. Yeah, and then we've got Formula in fourth. Red car's going to come across the line in fifth. Good race from him. Difficult battles he's had. Flaherty in sixth. Oh yeah, Armour. I think he's a tier 1, that's why. So he's pitted last lap and just put them on to be outside of the... Yeah, many starts for him. Once we sorted the penalties, Alex has taken 7th. Airways behind him in 8th place, managed to finish with that wing damage and still gain some good points. Dumas does take 9th, which is a great result for him. Stube in 10th, so he's back. That's great to see. Jalapeno's DNF'd somewhere along the line after he was in 17th, but then bit in 11th. Good race, and the other driver to not score any penalty points. Smith will be 12th, Naka 13th, ahead of Jaxa and Nick, rounding out the points ahead of Armour in 16th. Jalapeno would have been 17th on a lap down, and Vitalso in 18th place. It was 22 laps he did. Wow. That is incredible. That really is, isn't it? That is fantastic to do that, as you say, to do 22 laps on those hard tyres. Absolutely fantastic. But it's Louis once again. Absolutely dominated once again this evening. Yeah, absolutely well played indeed. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Freddie as well. Taking those all the way, and Colin as well to round out the podium. Great battles there all the way through, and then just managing the tyres. Yeah, drive of the day. Let's have a quick look at the race when it is C8. Drive of the day was actually Nick, who got the drive of the day. Fastest lap to Colin with Smith, with the most overtakes. The cleanest driver was Bit once again. So, quick rundown. It is a very good fastest lap, yeah. So C8 does take the win and the top step. Freddie in second, Colin in third. Formula W fourth with Red Car in fifth. Flatty will take 6th. Alex in 7th. Then Airways, Dumas, Hornet and Stube. Scrolling down, we have got Bit, Smith, Naka, Jaxa, Nick BT, Armour, Jalapeno, Vitalso, Nels and Monster. Morgan, I know we can't hear you, mate, which is an absolute shame because you've been absolutely fantastic in my ear with what you've been saying and what you've seen. Absolutely incredible. You will, mate, you will. Who is going to be your drive of the day then? I'll relay that to the ladies and gentlemen. Yep, you're going... Yep. I can't disagree with you. You're saying Freddie. I have to give it as well to Freddie. Exactly the same reason. The one-stop strategy, absolutely incredible. It was very impressive, it was. Morgan, it's been an absolute pleasure, my friend. I know it's been difficult with the technical issues. We'll find a way next time round. Get that remote play maybe set up somehow, and we'll work on it, and we'll get you sorted hopefully in a week or so's time. But from Morgan in my ear, anyway, from me, thank you everybody for joining in the YouTube as well. Congratulations to the drivers. Thank you, and we will see you very soon. Don't forget, we've only got 25 minutes, and with Tier 1 we'll be live once again, and we'll be back on track. So, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you very shortly. Good night.